Alright, hello and welcome to League number 3 of the day. We're playing Relic Amulet here. The main deck Relic Opportunities. Trying to figure out if this is real. This is the real new tech against the Uro decks. I still have not been seeing that many Uros though. So there's that. But alright, let's go. Parable. I wonder if my opponent is a Tool fan. That's a great song though. Parable and Parabola. Yeah, let's ship this. And let's keep this. Huh. Would rather dig one deeper. This is Titan mana right here. So do I rather keep one deeper or would I rather have a redundant Dryad? I guess I could just... I think I'm just gonna fetch. I'm just gonna bottom the fetch. Pendlehaven, we're both fucked. Room my boy got 69, thank you for the follow. Hey, there's a chance. Swings in this game. We're dead. There's a shot. We're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Oh my. Turn 1, we're dead. Turn 2, nice top deck. There's a shot. Turn 2, no, we're actually dead. Oh, Infect. Oh, Infect. You're funny. You're funny and stupid. Really fucking stupid. All of this is good. Good. Also, as Relic functioning as cantrip helped with as a cantrip. Okay, no, it really hasn't. It's too expensive to be a cantrip. Golgo1337, thank you for the follow. Mulligan. Keep this bottom. Field of the Dead. Done. Cut Fountain. Fountain is an untapped source. I value an untapped source over the Bojuka Bog. You can see why, right? Should I dismember this hierarch? I kind of want to dismember this hierarch. I think I'm going to dismember the hierarch. How quickly did I mulligan? Well, I mulligan the hand that didn't have anything, right? So, alright. Both of us on the dismember plan. Hey, Ventus TPD, how's it going? It's not bad, that's not bad. So unless they blow up my amulet, Dryad Armor. Sure. I guess I want to gust this. Going to fire up and buy a new league tonight, first time in a while. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. That metagame was really bad out there for a second. I'm playing around Force of Vigor here. That's why I did not play the Azusa first. We're probably gonna see a concession here. Classic concession leg. And now for all the marbles. I usually bring in Force of Vigors in this matchup, but I think that... I guess I could cut another land. I think I'm going to value... Like, this list has like 2 Gust and 3 Dismembers plus 2 Explosives, so that's... and the 2 Beast Witness. So that's like a solid amount of interaction. I think I'm just going to leave the Forces in the sideboard. Yeah. Seems like a fine keep. We died to a turn 2 again, but apparently Infect is easier when they keep hands that don't have Infect creatures. Preach, Iceman, preach. Alright, so that means that we're not dead on turn 2, which is good. So I can Gust plus Dismember, but if I Gust plus Dismember, I miss my land drop, and I don't think I can afford to do that. I think I'm just gonna play a castle and say go. I mean, if they don't do anything here... I'm gonna use the more mana intensive one. This game is tough to navigate. This game is really tough to navigate. I think we just chill here. Just send the turn back. I have a lot of mana. But they're gonna need double protection spell. If they're not going for lethal, I'm just gonna take it. Oh, I should have... Whoops. I misclicked. I mean, they had it anyway, so it didn't matter, but... No! Alright, we just died to Infect. Unsurprisingly. Man, that matchup is really miserable. We've lost game 1 of every single league today. Match 1, I mean. Feels bad. Feels bad. Why don't I play Sunhome anymore? Because by cutting the Sunhome, I'm playing cards, lands that allow me to cast my spells, like colored sources. I am able to cast my spells more reliably. And I feel like the upside of Sunhome was not that important in the vast majority of matchups. There are some situations where, yes, it's great, but sometimes it was just unnecessary. Like if you're many games, if you are just like if you're getting into a point where you're using Sunhome, then you were probably winning anyway. Bad spirits could also be humans. It's spirits. Okay. They did have a 1-drop. That's pretty good for them, actually. Like, that adds so much pressure. They're down to 3 cards. Don't be a lord. Wait. Tap to untap spirits, tap target creature you don't control. Okay. Spectral Sailor. Okay. These are all cards. I mean, they don't have a lord. So that seems pretty good for us. They also don't have Queller mana. Oh, their name is Dr. Queller. I just noticed that. That's hilarious. Dr. Queller. Alright. So one of the remaining 2 cards in hand needs to be a Path to Exile, or we're going to win this game pretty easily. However, if one of the remaining cards is indeed a Path to Exile, then we might be in trouble. Always yes, always yield. Thank you for that follow, Chemiker the Hood. They did have the Path to Exile. I'm still gonna kill this Selfless Spirit? Sure. So as long as they don't have a lord here, the lord that gives sure. Path. Next turn we're gonna be able to get another Dryad. We're at 11. So we're not 100% dead here. So they have 4 power. If they have double Lord, which they don't, because like they would have played the Lord last turn otherwise. So actually, we're going to transmute here. My opponent could have Spell Queller, but we can just go... Oh no, we can't. Never mind. Still, not punished. Dismember. Relics out. Explosives in. 1 Sage, no more. Beast Withins, maybe. Definitely on the chopping block. Explorers can get cut. And 1 Beast Within. Let's do that. Played a match in my LGS against Spirits once where my ancient students got Spell Queller and then the guy took my card. I don't know if it was an accident, but I've always hated it since. Oh, they forgot. They forgot to give you the card back? Well, that sucks. Well, at least it didn't happen in a... First of all, at least it didn't happen with an expensive card. So, imagine them doing that with the Euro. That would be brutal. And then... Second of all, thankfully that didn't happen in a tournament, because that would have been the problem. Is Karn bad against Spirits despite turning off Dial? I think it is. Yes, you'd be correct in thinking it is. Wusa, thank you so much for the host. Welcome everybody from Wusa's stream. So this hand is bad. But it gets to do some serious damage. If I draw a Titan, this is a turn 3 Titan if I top deck 1. Alright, it's not a good draw. That's why I don't sleep my deck, so there's no confusion. And suggested they stole someone's Force of Will, didn't realize until 2 rounds later. Brutal. Well, at least you gave them back. Learn to never give the opponents the card, just set them aside. That's probably the smartest thing to be doing. Here's my other amulet. Here's my castle. Well, if they tap out, they die, so that's cool. Tap out, please. What? Not tapping out, opponent? Luck sack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I'm just going to take this turn off. And next turn we can play the Breeding Pool tapped. It untaps twice. And then we get to Titan. Because I'm pretty sure they must have like Aether Gus and stuff. So I just what I didn't want to happen is like just get time walked basically, right? So here, if my opponent does have the Aether Gus, we top deck the Titan again. Wait, what? Did that just resolve? We have another pact already, so I think I can YOLO this right here. It's gonna give me access to Either Gust isn't that bad without Mystic Sanctuary. I mean, it is if your opponent is beating you down, right? If your opponent is beating you down, then it is better for them, right? So here's the path. Okay. This guy is kind of annoying. So they're gonna attack for 3, with 3, I mean. But they're tapped out. They are out of cards, I mean. Brian with the 2 what's up? Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, Brian. Thank you so much for the continued support. Hope you are enjoying your stay, my friend. Trying to think how I'm gonna sequence this. So, because it's gonna cost me a lot of life. So, we play Simic, make Titan mana, cast Titan, get Tolaria, pack for Dryad. They're going to tap our dude, right? They're going to tap our dude with these 2 guys. So if we back for Dryad, we are literally losing the game. So we prime time, we Tolaria plus bounce. Titan Dryad. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how much mana we got and how much mana we're gonna need. Because we're also gonna need to pay for double pact, right? You don't have to forget about that. That's gonna force the issue on the tapping of prime time. I mean, do we care about forcing the issue even? Well, but it's gonna allow me to like swipe their entire board, however. Yeah. Alright, so okay, so there's that. Play this. Titan mana. Bounce this. Cast Titan. Yes. Tolaria and Sanctuary. Float. Float. And float. Bounce trigger. Bounce T-West. Transmute. Pact for Dryad. Play Dryad. Summoner's Pact. Find Dryad. Cast Dryad. Haste Titan. Move to combat. Attack. Yes. Allocate. Fetch land. We're gonna have enough for lethal actually. So let's go face. Alright, we found the line. My opponent says, well played, Mr. Primetime. I guess I am Mr. Primetime. Oh, it's yes. Oh, it's yield. Copy Valakut. Face. And face. Pew, 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 pew. GG's opponent. GG's well played. 1-1. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Ghostly Pilferer. Spirit Rogue 2-1. Comes untapped. You may pay 2 if you do draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. That's a cute card. That's actually for M21, right? So we're playing against some companion deck, I think. Lurus. Scat O'Clock. I think I actually like this hand against the Lurus deck. It's probably an aggro deck. This has the potential for a turn 3 Titan. And maybe Stacy will... The fact that we're on a draw is also kind of huge because it means that if my opponent wants to kill a Stacy, they're gonna have to like not play a creature on 1, which is huge. Yep. That's a big win for us. Alright, so now we just need to find lands. Can we find lands? Guess we can. I guess we can. Sacred Foundry. This is Red-White Prowess. Sweet, sweet. Bounce. So I'm actually gonna play the Vestige here because we have double Titan already, and now that means that if I draw any land that's not this castle, we actually get to trigger field. So it seems worth doing. Is this just burn? Just Lurus burn? No, for instance, about Inform, I'm wondering if that's indicative of any fast combo deck, or like does Storm apply to that fuck Neoform mantra? Good question, Baijan. No, so like the difference is that you cannot interact with Neoform, right? That is the big deal. You cannot profitably interact with Neoform, I guess would be more accurate. Would be a more accurate thing to say. So that is my main issue with the deck. It's not so much about the deck being busted, because it's kind of not. But it's much more about the deck being just miserable to play against, miserable to play with, and overall just a extremely shitty play experience. I think this is gonna be game though. Like if I were my opponent, like Helix makes me think that they're not playing Prowess. So I wouldn't play around main deck. They have Lurus in their hand and they have no double white mana. That is hilarious. That's That's really fun. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about Neoform. So I think I'm gonna lead on dry. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can play Dryad next turn, and it's the same. So I'm gonna lead on Oro just to make sure that we can gain the 3 life, and my opponent does not have access to Skullcrack. Just gonna feel for what real matchups you're hoping to dodge. Yeah, I mean, even Storm is not that popular anyway, so. Always feels good when you're in 21 life on turn 5 against Burn. Yeah, exactly. This Lurus not looking the best over here. They suspended a Rift Bolt, yeah. 3 mana, 3/2 fly, 3/2 life link. Well, the good thing is that we're going to finish this up pretty quickly. Opponent doesn't even want to see it. They're like, yeah, I trust you. I trust you. Okay, so I think that this is actually Burn. So I'm not going to be playing Dismembers. And I am going to be playing in Rexage. Maybe we won't Pact. I have not seen Deflecting Palm in a really long time. I've not seen Deflecting Palm in a really long time. But I guess I'm gonna hedge. Because I might as well. Already a significantly better start from OP. I'm gonna go for a basic forest here. Stacy again has the upside of effectively taking my opponent's turn here. Because, for example, if they kill the Stacy, that means they're not playing an Eidolon, like that kind of stuff, you know? Summoner Spec is a bit clunky against Eidolon. It is, but like you still want to have access to it. Like I'd rather naturally draw the Baloth in most situations, basically. But still. Okay. So we're going down to 12, but we're gonna get to put a 2/4 in play, which is nice. And the Vesuva is gonna copy their Inspire Advantage. We're definitely not drawing great, right? That is the only downside. We are not drawing particularly well. So that smells like a Skullcrack. I feel like I'm going to attack here just because I'm going to be chomp blocking. Like I want to start feeding Uro, potentially. Yeah, we're set up and ready to go. We just need to find the Titan. We find the Titan, we're going to be able to win this game pretty easily. So the fact that my opponent held up 2 mana last turn basically the fact that they didn't do anything probably confirms that they have access to Skullcrack in hand. Oops, sorry about that. We'll chump. That's sad. It's very sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with both of these. We're going to have the Stacy back to chomp. And if they use a removal spell on the Stacy, we can just crack these explosives. I feel like we're dead though, if they do have the Skullcrack, which again I'm fairly certain that they do. Alternatively, it could be that they do have the Deflecting Palm. So that's the other possible line. So I would expect them to get back Lurus this turn. Have 1,000,000 mana, so kind of just chilling here. There goes the Lurus. Still holding up Skullcrack mana. We just could not draw anything good to save our lives. Comes the cat. Means we can't attack with Azusa anymore. And now, this is now officially Mexican standoff. I just cannot believe, why am I not dead? Why am I not dead? Is my opponent's hand just like filled with Path to Exiles and nonsense like that? It has to, right? Like Smash to Smithereens, stupid cards like that they just cannot, they just overboarded and they are just like not able, they're legit not able to kill us right now. Gobo literally doesn't matter. In fact, it's potentially actively good for me if they attack. I have no idea what's going on here. It's gonna be a lot of Sambos. So I think what I'm going to do here, we're going to make sure that we get all the zombies that we can, which is 5. Then I'm going to crack these explosives. And I'm going to attack with both Dryads, and we're going to try to present a 2-turn clock. Mr. Pachi, thank you so much for the raid. Bienvenidos todos del stream de Pachi. ¿Cómo te fue, Capo? ¿Todo bien? ¿Qué estuviste jugando? ¿Modern? ¿Pioneer? Nosotros acá estamos a pleno Modern. When you accidentally cast Army of the Damned. Yeah, easy. Sure. There's a skull crack. Alright, so we died anyway because we just didn't find anything, but... Gracias por el follow. Yeah, that would have been lethal. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just not going to assume that they have this deflecting palm. Yo ando jugando con mi amada Neoform. Mierda. Yeah, we have to shift this. We need something better on the draw against burn. This kind of is something better on the draw against burn. I guess I'm supposed to shock, because with any bounce land, I guess any green bounce land, we are able to Udon too, which would be great. Let's play Modern 2, the new Kogamos Jond, with Bloodbane of the Cyborg and 4 Pyromancer's main, very medium to be honest. Yeah, you remember when I played around drawing this Uro? Feels good, man. I think I'm... Yeah. I think I'm gonna Udo right now. Kind of regretting bottoming the Dryad here. That is not bad though. We're 19, holding up double Gauss next turn. Bounce land, castle, cavern. Sure. I think that's kind of whatever. My opponent says that this matchup makes them literally sick. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I actually want my opponent to attack me. I mean, they kept the one lander and they're complaining. It's just like, you could have mulligan. Yep, and this is why I didn't want to attack the Gobo. They bottomed the Gobo, which makes sense. And they only have one red source. Ugh. Never lucky, chat. Basically never lucky. Wee. Garrison. Stronghold. This one over there. Okay, 2 and 1. 2 and win. Never lucky. Every glide flip gets a land. Yeah, exactly. Crushing the one-lander opponent can play while drawing the fountain. Yeah. We can both be unlucky, okay? Don't forget that. The fact that my opponent is also unlucky doesn't mean that I cannot be unlucky. This hand doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna ship it. This hand is also awful, I guess. It's better than the previous one. Yeah. Think bottom into Stacy here because like we already have better ramp in Amulet and Triad. Ketria Triumph. Well, guess we're gonna get to face an Ur deck finally. Who knew that having fun in the top 12 cards of your deck versus burn was unlucky? Well, but it was precisely when I don't want to draw the fountain, right? So it is unlucky because of that. Relic. These decks sometimes play Sensor, so I'm playing around that. I could have played Explorer otherwise, but this also plays around Remand pretty nicely. Is Karn well positioned? That's a good question. I'm honestly not sure. I think it might not be, actually. I think it might not be currently. But on the other hand, like, I still would like to... The Karn is better against specifically Aethergust, which is like the main reason that I'm losing most of the matchups that I'm losing today. Kind of want to take him out from my paper tight deck and put in my E-Tron deck because E-Tron needs him. Who, Karn? Yeah, well, you can't play E-Tron without Karn. Like, it's literally the best thing that you have going for for yourself. So yeah, you do not want to cut Karn from your E-Tron deck. I'll tell you that much. Iset Charm. Huh. They could have spell pierced my Explorer, and they chose not to, which is interesting. Did I ever play the Aethervial version? Yeah, I did. I streamed it on. It's on YouTube if you want to check that out. I'm sorry, like your question is kind of catching me a little bit off guard, because. But yeah, if you look in my YouTube, you're gonna find a video of it. If I think that what you're asking me is what I think you're asking me, which I'm not sure. Alright, just cavern off the top one time, easy. Cavern off the top one time, easy. Let's go. Is Titan still 80% here? No, it's not anymore. It has not been for a while. Basically, since I think the first person I saw playing for Aethergust in this Hyper was Nassif. As well as far as I remember, that's what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but since people started doing that, Titan immediately stopped being 80% here. I think I'm actually cracking Relic here. The reason is I'm looking for a bounce land. Easy. Or 1 mana short, right? I don't think my opponent has access to... I don't think they have access to field, so I'm just going to transmit for Cavern and I'm just going to play it out here. If they manage to kill me here, then they just kill me. With Scapeshift, obviously, is what I'm talking about. But I think I'd rather set up to win instead of play to not lose. Sword, Snake Giant, an F6. I hope they didn't have it. Why didn't you get your wife to hack into Wizards and ban Gust? I know, that would have been great. Ban Mystic Sanctuary? Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary is really messed up. If they have another green source, we might just die here. Well, Terror, I think that was the point. Like, people were really complaining about the whole... And I agree, like, the whole, like, we're gonna make some changes to this format. And then you had, like, important events over the weekend or whatever, and then you were just testing for a format that you knew was dead. It just felt super bad, right? It felt really, really miserable. So, basically, they changed it for something where they are just... telling you beforehand, basically. They're just telling you beforehand. They're just not telling you beforehand. It's just like, okay, so these are the cards. Oops, these are the cards that are banned, and now you have to play in this new format. People complain about everything all the time. Yeah, but you can't have everybody be happy, right? Like something needs to give. Also, we're just dead, but there was nothing that we could have done, really. I could have just jammed into my opponent's remand or whatever. I think it made more sense for me to Cavern, especially because they were like 2 turns away, but you know, I didn't know that they had to Growth Spiral when I went for this line, and then Growth Spiral plus Mystic Sanctuary gave them exactly enough lands to kill me. Because I was at 18, right? So if they had one less land that they ended up having, we would have won. Damadox, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody from Damadox stream. We're playing the 3rd league of the day. We are getting Scapeshifted out of this game. It's game 1. Just trying out some Amulet with Relic Opportunities in the main deck. 10 or less 420, thank you for the follow. Parallel challenges for getting practically no player presence. They had to make drastic change. Yeah, I don't think nobody's arguing that. I don't think anybody's arguing the fact that Pioneer needed some changes. I think what Turo was saying is that it was weird that they didn't make any announcement. I think that this is a lot better though, personally. The whole announcement of an announcement was just so ridiculous. It was just very, very stupid. So I'm happy that we are back into a situation where they only announce what the bannings are gonna be. Definitely this system works a lot better in my opinion. With the formats, the vanity binding is the format playable again. Well, personally, I never really liked the format. Like, I never found myself in the format, basically. So, I never explored it too much. So it was never great for me to begin with. But I think people think that now it's gonna be good, and it's possible. I mean, it's gonna be completely taken over by Euro now. That's the only issue. So. Yeah, just get prepared to face Uro probably 3 or 4 times every league. Ask friend Thursday. Well, it's Monday. Hey Matt, how's it going? This hand's slow, doesn't do anything. This hand also doesn't do anything. And this hand is great. I think we're gonna need every piece of the buffalo here. Like I'm gonna need a Stacy to survive. I'm gonna need both amulets to resolve. So like I would have liked to hold on to one of those gusts, but I just can't. Temur has said format fix and he's gonna slam Gent. Oh yeah. Staple Gent turns. Amulet staple Gent turns. Pioneer staples Gent turns. Sorry, what did I even say? In playing against a lot of Ponza style in my last few leagues? Yes, because it's one of the best decks in the format, so it doesn't surprise me, man. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It's pretty awkward. Pretty awkward. Just have to draw a Titan at some point. Been playing it hard to win constantly though. Yeah, it's tough. It really is tough. The metagame is really hostile to Amulet right now. Between Aether Gust and the Ponza style decks, it's really hostile. But with the Surge control seat at the top of the format, I wonder what is making this shadow playable again with Quarterly on the cards present. It was the main card present, right? Like Quaddle was an instant speed 2-for-1 that traded 1-for-1 for. It was an instant speed answer to a Shadow or a Goif that also drew a card for 2 mana. That was like, just Death Shadow cannot play that game, right? Death Shadow simply cannot play that game. So, like when your opponent, you just scooped to a Quaddle, and now people are not playing so much Quaddle anymore. Which honestly, I'm not sure it's even correct. Like Quaddle's team still seems pretty busted to me, so I don't know why people just all of a sudden completely stopped playing it. So if they get Mystic Sanctuary, I think that's gonna be bog worthy. Yeah, I think Shadow is a cool deck to have in the format, honestly. Shadow is a cool deck to have in the format, in my opinion. So I'm happy to see it again. I still can't believe that LSV made a video saying that Shadow should be banned. It's kind of hilarious. what was his reason for it being banned? Because it. I mean, what you would think is the obvious reason, right? Because it allows people to players to like do something that in a not a ratio, like at a rate. That's the word. To do stuff at a rate that it was a little bit too efficient for the format, which I'm not even 100% sure it's true. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 4. When did he say that? Bandwagon? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. You can probably find the video online. It was when our activation was about to come out. There you go. Opponent not playing around Beast Within. Hashtag ban Neo brand, yeah. I've been on that wagon for a while now. That's been my wagon. I was OG member of that wagon. So here what we do is we'll let my opponent stack all their triggers, and then we're just going to blow up one of their mountains. And if they go for a double Valakut, then we're gonna get 2 Valakut triggers, and all the other ones are gonna fizzle. I love the Burn versus Shadow matchup. Yeah, that one's super tight. That one is super tight. It's a good time. Heard someone was saying on Harry MTG's podcast that Samurai was not a relevant card in the Burn versus Shadow matchup. Yeah, that's just not wrong. It's far and away. It's far and away the most important card, right? I played my fair amount of Shadow. That one. Destroy that one. You're the head of the Warsaw that goes with another planet. What do you ask from Neobrand? Allosaurus Rider. And now we have 6. So we're gonna take 6, basically. Shit, man. So I think I'm gonna Bob. Oh, I guess I should have looked at which one I should have killed. Because I don't want my opponent to cast Udo and then, you know. So they should have access to one more Triome. They should have access to one more Triome. Maybe one more Steam Vents. And they do have access to, yeah, just like one of those probably. I tried enabling that, Magus, the last time that you told me to do it, and they just don't work for whatever reason. Very confused. Giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna get gusted here. Why did they fetch? We can beat that one. I imagine they have the guts, but they're just cycling their remand. Yeah, exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, we're still 1 away from trigger and field. Shit. My opponent might still be able to race me with the stupid beast token. Yeah, maybe they don't have any more mountains. It's weird, honestly. Like, I would expect them to have 4 triumphs. 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we're just gonna be doing this for the remainder of the game. Eventually, maybe it's gonna resolve. Yeah, so remand into Gust. Gust. Put it back on top. Play this. Pass the turn. Sweet. That is very weird. I was not expecting that they were not going to have access to any more mountains. They have 3 triumphs, 4 steam vents. Oh, I didn't see that one. So they have 3 triumphs, 4 steam vents, 4 stomping grounds. They don't have my basic mountain. All right. Remember when Wizard said that Sanctuary was okay? Yeah, classic. Classic Watsy. Saying something is okay. Classic Watsy. Since when has Snapcaster not been good enough? Since they printed Mystic Sanctuary. Like, it's a Snapcaster that doesn't force you to exile the card. that's how messed up it is. It's a Snapcaster that you don't need to exile the card from your graveyard. Imagine if Snapcaster didn't force you to exile. Now imagine that instead of putting Snapcaster in your deck as a creature, you can just put it in your deck as a land. Which is almost free. That's Mystic Sanctuary. Alright, this hand is not good enough though. This hand is awkward, but I'll keep it. Should I stay? See? Yeah, I think I'm just going to blood up the Gust. Have to skip a land drop to draw the body less snappy at any time you want. Yeah, exactly. And you can tutor for it with fetch lands. I forgot about that. Of course. Why wouldn't you be able to tutor for your Snapcaster with any single fetch land? Silly me. Silly me. So Stacy's probably dead so's here. Or not. Oh my, Death Penalties gifting 5 tier 1 subs? Thank you so much, Death Penalties. Thank you so much for supporting the Primetime Stronghold. Thorn of Wrath, Macagrippa, Wombo Combo, Enlightening Muppet, and Sheeps LOL. All of you, welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Forced subs, best subs. Everybody knows that. I think I'm gonna play the Simic. It's worse if I draw an Amulet, but it's a lot better if I do draw a Gusto. And Slippery Bogle with a Twitch from sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Everybody, welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. And thank you for that follow, Slippery Bogle. Thanks everybody for the support. Slippery, yeah, I know, it's actually a hilarious name. Good job, Slippery Bogle. That's That's some top tier memeing right there. I love it. They didn't know about the forest, right? Do you know what a bogle is? Are you asking me? Yeah, I know what a bogle is. It's a 1 mana 1/1 hexproof. Stacy's an okay draw there. Bogles are very slippery. Facts. Remand. Try it again. I know that I'm playing into Remand, but I think it's actually kind of important to not show them the cavern here. Wish I would slip into your bogle. Anytime, Magus. Just tell me when. And I'll be there. Slippering and bogling. I'm slippery, not slippery, I know. It's slippery, it's not slippery, you know? That's 7 lands that my opponent has got going on over there. Seven. I'm gonna get cryptic here. Spellbeers. All right, did not see that one coming. Doing this main phase to put the cryptic back on top. That was a sick top deck, by the way, the amulet. So for the story of a bogle called Taddy Bogle, and it hid in potato fields and attacked people through Scotland. Wow, sounds wild. I mean, I feel like we just got a jam here. Let's go. Gusto. Remand. Brutal. Gross. And when I didn't lose, like, well, my opponent has enough lands that it's not gonna matter, Magus. Like, if they have it, and there's nothing I can do about it, right? Because they have 8 lands, and I have no way of interacting. If anything would have mattered, would have been to hold up Ghost Quarter. to maybe make the same thing that we did in the previous game, but it's not gonna work out this game. Scapeshift has historically been a really bad matchup for MetAmuLIT because of this, right? Like, you're just doing your thing. And I mean, we would have been fine if Aether Gust didn't exist, even though my opponent did not cast Aether Gust this game. But just like Cryptics can be pretty rough. Yeah, they had 8 lands. I attempted to destroy show one of them with the Beast Within, but they had 8, so it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, historically, it's Scapeshift has always been a bad matchup for MetAmuLIT, even back in the Summer Bloom days. If the Gust exists, Cavern feels weird, man. Yeah, for real. What do you think about the fact that Raiders complain about Veil of Summer when every Blue Deck runs 4 Gusts in the Cyber Modern? I mean, I never ever pay attention to people on Reddit. I think that the average person on Reddit just has no idea what they're talking about. So I don't even search Reddit ever. I feel like it's kind of a waste of time. That is correct. Yeah, exactly. He knows, Chad. Yeah, I do know. I do know. I like Reddit for a lot of things. MTG is not one of them. Yep. Yep. The Magic Reddit it's a wild place. That hand didn't really do anything, so that's why I shipped it. This hand does stuff. So I think I'm gonna bottom the Bojuka Bog. I'm gonna turn 2 Azusa into Dryad. Seems pretty solid. And if we find the Titan, we're gonna be in really good shape. To be fair, it's nuts that Simic gets access to Veil and Gust. We need some white-black focused color hate. Temur gets all the fun. Not complaining. No, I do agree though. I do agree that the color pie is not very evenly split right now in terms of power level. I mean, look at this nonsense that I'm doing right here. I am basically, of course I misclicked. God damn it. Well, that's really stupid. Moto lagged and I misclicked because I wanted to like order the triggers and they moved. GG's Moto lag, GG's. GG, well played, Moto lag. Brutal. And my opponent decayed the correct thing. Gross. GG's, Moto lag. GG's. Moto is like, it's ridiculously laggy right now. Make white great finally. Do you really want to make white great though? Is it even possible to make white great at this point? Well, let me tell you that this situation that we find ourselves in would be a lot better for us if I had access to if I had 2 Dryad of the Elysian Grove in play. I'll tell you that much. Even if my amulet gets killed and everything. Already I saw people defending Moto UI and I was just like, what? This interface is fine, the graphics are kind of dated though. I mean, yes, but at the same time, no. Like, the way that I see Moto is just like, I don't care about this being like this looking like Arena. In fact, I find Arena very annoying. I get annoyed by how Arena looks. Like I know that I'm a boomer or whatever, but what I wish happened is that, you know, Moto worked properly all the time and it didn't lag and all that stuff. I refuse to play MTGO, it's too difficult to use. I disagree. Like, it's because you haven't spent the time with it throughout Wolfie. Like it's pretty easy. Like once you start using it, it's super straightforward. Like cards just do whatever you need them to do. Like everything is where it's supposed to be. Moto is just like playing paper Magic, and that's what makes it better than Arena. I don't have to deal with the annoying game aspect of it. Like I just want to play Magic. I just want to look at these cards and I want these cards to do what they are supposed to do, and I want to like see them properly placed in the battlefield. And I want to, you know, if I want to hold priority, I want to make sure that I can. Like those are the things that I care about. A bounce land would be great. One of the complaints is that it could straight up be easily better. Yeah, well that's a different thing. But I don't want it to be Arena. Like Arena is actually strictly worse for me. It's just annoying, it's distracting, and using like the animations and stuff are just boring. I hate every time anybody casts Uro. I get irritated by the animation at this point. And not only that, but you get the animation whenever you cast it, and you get the first time, and you get the animation again once they escape it. It's so annoying. It just gets old so quickly. And the fact that you can't turn them off, it's just like, what the fuck were you thinking? Why won't you allow me to do whatever I want with my stupid game? Like, why are you limiting the way that I'm supposed to experience this game? Like, it makes no sense at all. Like, you can turn off the animations in Magic Online if you don't want them, and they're really bad. Like, the animations in Moto are just awful. But you can turn them off if you want to. That was a sick top deck, by the way. Like, a sick top deck. So sick. Such a sick top deck. Moto animations. I mean, they're technically animations. You can have an animation for whenever your dude is summoning sick, and you can have an animation for whenever you have a foil card. Both of them are terrible. Honestly, I find it kind of weird that my opponent is valuing. I think I'm supposed to just crack this relic right now, because I might draw a land. Sure, her an amulet. They valued a counter on the Scavenging Ooze higher than being able to keep on making land drops with Ren, which is interesting. I'm not sure it's correct. I'm definitely going to take this attack with the Scavenging Ooze. Oh, they have a second Ren. That's actually pretty good for them, because it grows the Tarmogoyf. It kills the Azusa, so it makes the Liliana top deck a lot better. I think we might be a little bit... Shit. So we got a forced chump here, but my best shot at winning this game is to pass, and then top deck in Titan. So my opponent can't draw anything, and then I have to top deck a land. And I jump the Dryad, the Ooze with the Dryad. I take 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, come on! Alright. Well, we're dead now. We're dead to the ravine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're actually right. Yeah, ended up getting super punished by that misclick. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Hey Sam, how's it going? The misclick aspect of Moto is in feels bad compared to paper. Yeah, I mean, I don't misclick very often. The problem is that in this case it was because of the lag. Formless Flyer, thank you for the follow. Like that is an issue, for example. Like I've been playing Moto for like 4.5 hours now, and now the client starts getting super laggy. And it's just the way it is, right? Like there's you could reset it or something, but it's just annoying to have to do, you know? Was wondering if you could talk about when and why you side out lands. Well, you can side out lands pretty freely down to 31 or 30. You can probably work on 29. But basically what you want is you want to analyze the matchup. Is the matchup going to go long? If the matchup goes long and your opponent, like in this, even though this matchup is going to go long, I still keep multiple, I try to stay up on lands because my opponent's game plan is going to be Fulminator Mage. So I want to make sure that I'm top decking lands. Keep bottom of this. So that's one of the ideas. Then there's the concept of like which lands do actually do anything. Like if you're playing against Infect, Radiant Fountain is not great. I guess the Bojuka Bog is not great either against Burn or something, right? So if there are some lands that are kind of worthless, you can cut them pretty easily. And then you have to figure out, basically you have to consider, is this land that I am playing here better than the card that I'm going to be bringing in from my sideboard? That is basically the question that you're supposed to be asking yourself. Like, would I rather top deck a land, or would I rather top deck a Sakura Tribe Scout? Well, more often than not, in this matchup specifically, I'd rather top deck a land rather than this. Would I rather top deck a land, or I guess sometimes you'd rather top deck a Summoner's Pact, but it's a balance. It's a balance. You have to also be thinking about what your opponent's game plan is going to be. Again, my opponent's game plan is going to be Fulminator Mages and Pillages, so. Jumping Sphere. Oh no. I mean, Liliana would be annoying right here. But if we draw a Titan, we can cast it next turn. Unless my opponent finds, I guess, a Liliana or an answer to the Dryad, or I guess calling as command to make me discard my land. What do we got here? Tarmogoyf? It's fine. They might still have push though. If we do find a Titan though, I think we win this game very easily. Tracker would also be a sick draw. Udo would be very good. We have multiple alternatives right here. Multiple cards that would be very, very good. Field, I guess it's okay. And I think I'm actually gonna play out. So they didn't have Liliana. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold the Vesuva in hand. I think I'm gonna hold onto the Vesuva. It's better against Fulminator. It's better against Fulminator / Pillage. It's worse against Ilyana. Like, if my opponent just pluses, we're kind of fucked. But it's also better because now if I find Summoner's Pact, that's also a live draw. Summoner's Pact now counts as a Primeval Titan, which is nice. Don't have a Lily. Abrupt Decay. My Dryad. That's fine. Like, if we draw a Titan, we're still good. Prime time. Well, for the same reason that it was correct to hold on the previous turn, it should be correct to hold on this turn. But we are 100% at the mercy of my opponent's top of the deck and my top of the deck. Franklin Dumpster, thank you for the follow. We have many draws that just win the game. Valakut would be a great draw. Pillage, sure. Prime time. Yeah, same reasoning as before. All right, Franco, you're getting banned. Crater Maker. What? Goblin Crater Maker? What the fuck? I guess? Well, now we have Chomp. A tale as old as time. A tale as old as time. Just the story of the Titan player hanging in there with multiple draw steps that would give them the game on his hands immediately, yet somehow manages to draw blanks for 7 turns in a row. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking story. Heartbreaking story. This right here were winners. That one was a winner. That one was actually a winner. This one was also a winner. Anyways, back to back 2 and 3s after the 4 and 1 starts. A little bit disappointing. We lost against Scapeshift, which is very bad for us. We lost against a Jund, which is close. It's close. It's a close enough matchup. and it's pretty solid. We just got destroyed by not drawing anything on both games. Both games. In game 1, we just couldn't find lands, and in game 2, we just could not find a Titan in the top 12 cards of our deck. We also could not find any of our alternatives to Titan, or our ways to prevent the Temur from killing me. Play Ashiok, beat Scapeshift and the Mirror. Well, I don't think that it really beats Scapeshift. Like, Scapeshift has a lot of ways to deal with Ashiok, particularly Cryptic Command. And we have no ways of protecting the Ashiok. So, like, if we... Usually Ashiok is good in the control decks because you can play the Ashiok and then you can use counter magic to protect it. Particularly against decks that are not going to try to attack it. Like, Scapeshift is not going to try to attack the Ashiok. Scapeshift is going to try to basically beat it by bouncing it or using some kind of interactive spells to, you know, to kill it. Like, you're not going to see a Neuro basically attacking Ashiok very, very, very often. But, yeah. Play with Scapeshift with E-Tron, just straight green red Scapeshift. That was a really rough match. Yeah, well, that's a lot easier for us, right? Like, if your opponent, if your Scapeshift opponent is not Aether Gust in your Primeval, if my opponent had not had access to Remand and Aether Gust, we would have won pretty easily both games that we lost, right? Both times I lost to Remand or Aether Gust, or I guess Time Walking myself, because I wanted to set up a Cavern of Souls kill. But yeah, even if my opponent had played game 2 properly and they hadn't gotten blown out by the Beast Within, they would have won that one as well. Can I be a lane into blue for card draw, card selection spells? Would that help at all? That's a good point, Little Chicky. And historically, MetAmuLIT has even in its very early forms, before all of these cards were even considered to, because they had not been printed. But back in the day, it was a Serum Visions deck. Like the very early versions of MetAmuLIT would actually pack multiple Serum Visions. And it's not very good. to put it in short, like the card selection doesn't really help that much. Let me rephrase that. The card selection is not worth the cost. Like the mana base, as you can see, it's kind of miserable, right? Like our colors are pretty rough. We have a very limited amount of green sources on turn 1 in order to cast our Stacy and stuff. And it is a matter of, you would need to make your mana base even worse in a sense, or you would have to cut all of these utility lands in order to make your mana base more blue heavy, so that you could support stuff like Serum Visions and stuff and the like. But even still, it's not that great. Like the Serum Visions, like the tempo aspect of it is sometimes a little bit awkward, especially with this many 3-drops. So yeah, I mean, you could do it, but it's just a lot of work, and I really doubt that the work is worth the payoff, basically. Why has the Gemstone Mine been cut? Good question. Well, in this list specifically, because if you look at the other list that I've been playing lately, I've been running the one of Gemstone Mine right here. The reason why Gemstone Mine has been cut is because this card got printed, right? When Castle Garden Break as a card got printed. Logan Scholz with the 2, what's up? Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for the support. When this card got printed, the power level is just so high, like it's just so silly that we get access to effectively an Ancient Tomb, that something had to give, right? Like it was necessary to make sure that we can make Castle Garenbrig enter untapped. And in order to make Castle Garenbrig enter untapped, we moved the mana base towards, there you go, towards more forests, right? In order to enable the Castle Garenbrig. So that is the reason that we're playing this. Otherwise, these would be Gemstone Mines, basically. In fact, for a reasonable amount of time, I was just playing 4 Gemstone Mines because I'm a big fan of the card. For the longest time, that was literally the best land in the deck in my opinion. And now Castle Granberg is probably the best land in the deck, so that's why we are turning. And they're kind of mutually exclusive in a way. Kind of just you made my opening packs a Weatherlight worth much less. Why are you opening packs of Weatherlight? What the hell? When will Wizards unban Summer? Hopefully never. Because if they are banned Summer, they're going to have to ban Primeval Titan. I don't want Titan to get banned. Against time like put Chalice and Seer for pack and try to beat Primetime with Thought-Knots. That is the strategy, Terror. That is going to be correct the vast majority of the time, yeah. Wow. Little Cheeky getting destroyed. How do you unban? Obviously you're getting banned for the memes, Little Cheeky, and I don't know how to unban you. I guess Magus already did. Yeah, Magus was banning Little Cheeky for the memes only. Alright, so actually going to this list. Evil Magus with his 1 sex timeout. It's too much power. It's too much power, Magus. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the relics are really worth it. We had a couple of situations where they were pretty solid. But we also had a couple of situations where they were pretty awkward. So maybe there's something. Like, I'm not going to be playing 1 relic. If I'm going to be playing relic, I'd rather just play the 1 copy, the 2 copies, and try to like make it a thing. But I'm not sure whether it's worth going down that route. It's kind of unfortunate that the only Uro deck that we actually did face where Relic would have really shined was actually Scapeshift, which is the 1 Uro deck that Relic does not matter at all against. So yeah, it's pretty rough. But it was still fun though. This is the kind of experimentations that I think that we should be doing in MetAmuLIT, you know, kind of like try to get a little bit away from the stock and try to figure out what's up, you know, try to see what's up and then see if that plays out. All I'm gonna say is I'm not impressed by the relic. I am not, how can I say it? I am not sure that it's bad per se. I'm not sure that it's bad per se, but I was not impressed by it, basically. So as far as the sideboard goes, maybe we should be cutting one of these forces for something else, maybe more trackers. Maybe more trackers. If I could choose 1 superpower, it would be to face people IRL. That's crazy. That's actually pretty interesting. It's like they don't exist. Not supposed to discuss the Deckless Challenge and the preliminary in the last week, or they just like, because they're lazy. I don't think there's any like conspiracy going on with why they didn't post results. They just didn't. Anyway, if you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for making it this far. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.